Hello Flosstube, it is Nicole. Welcome back to Stitching with Nicole. It is Sunday. What month is it? September 7th, 2025. I should really know that, shouldn't I? And welcome to Flosstube episode, I believe, 121. I'm so excited to be here for my weekly stitching update, where I talk about everything that I have been stitching, whether it's cross stitch, quilting, sewing, felt stitching, etc., where I will share all of those kinds of things with you. So I am so happy you are here with me today. If you were here last week for my tooth drama, I'd already had my tooth extraction surgery and was doing fine. I'm doing really, really good. I feel great. It's healing up wonderfully. So thank you guys for all of the kind comments and thoughts as I was getting through my tooth pain issue. Today I have, I believe, 2 finishes. I have a little bit of stitching. It has been a very, very busy week for me. Not only do I have Stamped Timber going on, which is my full-time paper crafting job, and this is my big month where I have lots of videos for paper crafting and lots of projects and lots of things, but I also went to Quilter Station for the cross stitch extravaganza, the fall extravaganza. I should probably know the name of where I went, but it was a wonderful cross-stitch retreat in Kansas City. And I was there Thursday through Saturday, and I went with Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches. We had a wonderful time, got to spend time with new friends, old friends, and got to meet a ton of you there. I had such a lovely time. Our projects were phenomenal. I will show you guys everything that we received, the kits we received. The designers were Beth of Heartstring Samplery, Teresa Vinette of Shakespeare's Peddler, Stacy Nash of Stacy Nash, and Teresa Kogut. So wonderful projects. I started 2 of them, just the tiniest start. Not a very big start at all. I hardly did any stitching at the actual retreat. This is the worst stitching I have ever done at a retreat as far as actual getting any stitching done, but that is okay. I finished a couple of things that I'd been working on and I shared with you last week, and I want to talk to you about those things. I want to talk about the Which Will You Stitch with Java Girl Stitches and Anna. I am stitching along with that, and I started a piece, so I think we should dive into this week's episode. We're going to talk about finishes first. I will save retreat things for the end, but you do want to stay tuned, because if you would like to receive what I gave my table mates, they might just be as part of the giveaway today. So, without further ado, let's talk finishes. First up, I hinted at this in last week's episode. I had a little edit on the screen, but I actually finished the hands-on design, one of the hands-on design, Oh Christmas 3 ornaments. That was a restart for me. So let me flip my camera and let me show the chart. I ended up stitching Joy, and as I noted, I changed my fabric to 36 count Black Swan by Fox and Rabbit. I love Black Swan fabric. I think everything looks amazing on it. I stitch mine with my own color conversion of color and cotton floss, which I will show in a minute. The models are, the lettering and like the little line here is stitched in a blue variegated. I switched mine all to red to match my own personal Christmas decor. And I'm only using 4 colors. I believe the chart calls for 6, and I eliminated 2 of those. I don't even know what the other one I eliminated was. But I am using, from Color and Cotton, Pearl White. That's my white color. For any of the little yellow gold highlights, I'm using Medallion. For the green, I'm using Fritz. And for my reds, Jolly Suit. Now, I want to mention, I am using Color and Cotton colors. I started this last year, I think, if not the year before. I think it was last year. But I could have had these flosses for a couple years. Color and Cotton, they all say special edition except for Pearl White. I do believe, although I haven't verified this, that Pearl White is still available. I cannot guarantee that these are still available. So if you like these and you like kind of this look, either pick something similar from your stash or contact Color and Cotton. I will put a link to Color and Cotton's website down below. Ask them for colors similar to this that they have in their line, and they should be able to help you color match so that you get something similar if you really like this colorway. Very quick, very easy. I am going to start the other 2. I'd like to get all of these done and ready for the season. I'm keeping everything in this adorable bag made for me by Susan of the Felted Pear. I love it, with Joanna Figueroa of Fig Tree Quilts fabric. And again, 1 strand over 2 on 36 count. And this is Joy by Hands On Design from the Oh Christmas 3 pattern. Okay, my next finish, I did finish When Witches Go Riding by With Thy Needle and Thread. I started right here at the beginning because, as you notice, it does kind of read. You want to put them in order, I guess is what I want to say, so that it reads correctly. So it's When Witches Go Riding and Black Cats Are Seen, The Moon Laughs and Whispers, 'Tis Near Halloween, which I always think is so cute, but I love that it's broken up into these 3 little pillows. I'm stitching mine with all called for 40 count Vintage Country Mocha, 1 strand over 2 with all of the called for floss. I could not love this stitch more. I am obsessed. I am going to start the second one probably Sunday evening and get going on the second one. So I started this before I knew about the Which Will You Stitch from Christy Java Girl Stitches and Anna. I'm going to put a graphic here on the screen, and as you notice, I am putting comparison photos for whips that I'm stitching, so you guys can see the progress from week to week. I think that's a fun little perk. You guys seem to like it, so thank you guys so much for the feedback. But I'm also going to put their graphic on the screen. Join in if you love stitching Halloween as much as I do. There's so many awesome witch patterns out there. I did start another stitch, which we'll talk about in the whip section, but this is When Witches Go Riding. So adorable, so cute. I mean, everything about this. Literally obsessed with this, and I cannot wait to stitch the next one. So that will be a new start, well, kind of a whip new start this week for the second one. I already have all my fabric cut to size, serged, ready to go, so it's super easy to just grab my fabric, grab my chart and my floss, and get stitching. And I'll just hold that up too. I mean, look how cute. I love the brooms. I love those long stitches. Everything about this is just absolutely adorable. So that is it for what I have finished stitching this week. Let's talk about whips and new starts. We're going to talk about whips first. This first one I'm almost embarrassed to show because the progress picture is going to be hilarious, especially when I edit this video. I literally only picked it up to start doing fill-in when my light died and I had to recharge it while I was at the retreat. And I really thought I'd have this whole thing filled in. And probably if I hadn't just sat there staring off into space or talked the whole time, I might have this filled in. Might. So let's talk about Yippee It's Halloween by Teresa Kogut. Here is my stitch. This is going to be filled in this week because I am ready to cross this off of my whip list. I did start filling in here, you can see, but I think otherwise this is exactly where I was last week. So it's really not that interesting, although absolutely precious. He's so cute. So here is what the chart looks like. This is a Patreon only ornament. You have to be part of Teresa Kogut's Patreon in order to purchase it. And here is my color conversion, which is listed down in the description below the video here on YouTube. Other than a few changes I've made along the way, like not outlining the stars. That might be it. I think that might be it. But oh no, and I changed the color to Clockwork for the insides of the ear because I didn't like my color conversion in the ear. But I love him. I love him, and I am eager to get him finished and into an ornament. I foresee a lot of finishing happening in the coming weeks preparing for Halloween. I will say I'm pretty sure as long as it works out and as long as nothing gets changed schedule-wise for me this week, that next week's episode is going to be a Decorate With Me Fall and Halloween. I wanted to do it earlier. I actually wanted to do it today. I'm filming this. I don't often do this, but I had to since I was out of town. But filming, editing, putting it up on Sunday. I wanted to decorate today, but I'm getting my new roof put on Tuesday, and they told me not to, like to take things down. They just don't want things falling. And I thought, this is not a good time to put all of my pretties up, only to have things maybe potentially fall, get broken, me get real mad. That does not make for good video content either. I would have to bleep out a lot. So I'm going to wait and hopefully film over this week after my new roof is on. I'll start filming Decorate With Me because I am more than ready to get my fall and Halloween out and get to decorating all of the things. So stay tuned for that. Something to look forward to for next week. Okay, so for the which will you stitch? Obviously when witches go riding counts because there's witches in it, but I also started something brand new for Christy and Anna Sell, and it's from the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee book from With Thy Needle and Thread. I stitched the Trick or Treat last year. I started Ghosts and Goblins, but something bad happened. We'll talk about that. But let's flip around and talk about which I'm stitching. Okay, so I did pull Trick or Treat that I stitched last year. I believe everything is stitched on Brenda's Brew. Unfortunately, when I started, I had 40 count Winter's Brew, so that's what I stitched on, even though I do have Brenda's Brew now. I don't want to switch because I already have one of these all the way stitched. I just thought I would show this again. I'm going to work on finishing some of these as well. So there is that one. But I started, of course, our cute little witch here. And she is called, let me open up the book. I think this is Pumpkin Brew is the name of this chart. And she's adorable. You can see that I'll have her whipped up in no time. I'm just I did work a little bit on her while we were at the retreat or in our room stitching. I made a little counting error here, and so I had to rip out a couple of things. Again, it's because my light went out, and stitching on 40 without a light for this girl is not easy. But I ended up, you may notice, so this one isn't serged because I stitched this one last year. These are serged. And there is 1, 2, 3. Let me make sure that I'm going to say this right. So I'm working on Pumpkin Brew right now. I finished Trick or Treat. We have Boo Cat, so we have, that'll be 3. We have Halloween Delivery, that's 4. Ghosts and Goblins is 5. Is there 5 designs? I feel like I'm missing. No, there must be 5 designs in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Hold please. I'll be back. Yes, there's Broomhilda here. I'm going to show. So we have, this is Broomhilda. There's 6 designs in the book. Well, I have 5 pieces of linen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have had enough, but when I stitched on this originally, I had started stitching Ghosts and Goblins too close to the other things I was stitching on this fabric, and there I looked at this every which way I could, and there was no room over here. It was going to be so close, if even possible, to get my pillow. And because I didn't have enough of it to really try to save, honestly, I ended up just discarding it, and I'm going to restart. And it was a really good lesson in that you should measure. And for me, I don't want to tell anybody else what to do because I'm so guilty anymore of starting on a huge piece of fabric, and then if I want to stitch something else, I do. But I was not accounting for enough room for things, so I actually used the Fat Quarter Shop calculator to calculate the size I needed for the linen for the count that I'm using. I did give myself a 2-inch margin all the way around. I know that's a little wasteful, but I would rather have too much than not enough, as evidenced by my little counting boo-boo. And I cut down all of my linen for the rest. I didn't have any more 40 count Winter's Brew that I could find, so I did put in an order at Farm Girl Dry Goods for another piece because I do want all of mine to match. So that's Broomhilda, Halloween Delivery, Boo Cats, and then my Ghosts and Goblins is what I needed another piece for. I just didn't have enough. So I just kind of made do with what I had. I serged all the edges because I do find that the Winter Brew frays really badly, and that way I don't have to worry about it. So here is my progress on Pumpkin Brew. She is adorable. I'm loving this. I would love to have these stitched this year. My goal, I think, is to have all of them from this book stitched. I would like to start working my way through all of these books. I love them. I love the designs in them. I think they're so cute. And yeah, that's my life lesson for today, is to be careful with your fabric so you're not bummed out. I was massively bummed out. But again, I didn't have the biggest start on it, and I'm glad I had not stitched any more on it because it wouldn't have mattered. It just was too close to the other things, and I definitely wanted to have enough of a border for Trick or Treat. Even at that, this does not have 2-inch border. Not that it needs to necessarily. It doesn't really need that, but I am a better safe than sorry girl. It's taught me a big lesson. And I have started cutting down my linen again, like measuring, using the calculator. Measure twice, cut once is a very good motto in not only quilting, but also cross stitch. And so I'm using my serger to serge the fabric, not this one necessarily, but I'm going to finish that one this week, and really excited to get the rest of those done. So that was my new start. Let's talk about the Quilter Station Extravaganza, and I'm going to show you the charts and if I started it or not. I absolutely loved all 4 projects. I thought they were phenomenal. Obviously, the designers were phenomenal, and I'll kind of talk about my thoughts on the 2 I started, the 2 I didn't, and kind of when I will start, etc. Now, remember, these are all part of a retreat. I can't guarantee when these will be released other than Teresa Kogut, because she did tell at least Patreon when this will be released. Hers will be released. And I think Teresa Vinette said that hers will come out maybe at market. But don't quote me on that, okay? You know, the designers, it's up to them. Usually it's about a year from the event before they release the chart. And again, that's completely up to the designer when they release these. So let's just go in the order of classes. Let me flip my camera. I have my little stack here. We are going to do Heartstring Samplery first. And we got it in this adorable little bag that Beth's daughter stamped for us. So look at that. How cute is this? And our chart was based on a reproduction. So she kind of reimagined it. But she also provided a QR code in the chart to stitch the original. I'm going to see if the original is in here really quick, you guys. Okay, this is the original. I have to hold it a certain way because the QR code is only for those who came to the event. I don't know if that'll be included when she releases this or not. She talked about it, but I can't remember exactly what she said. And then on the cover, here is what she charted. It is really pretty. I love it. I also think it's very pretty on this green fabric. I think it would be beautiful on a neutral fabric as well. So in the chart, she also provided us with like a little floss drop or floss keep for this. And I don't think there's pictures, but I'm going to talk to you guys about this as well. And I'm going to pop the pictures on the screen. So we got the linen. The linen is Turtle's Neck 36 count by Wabi Sabi Fabric. It is a very, very unique fabric color. I never would have thought of this, honestly, but it is absolutely beautiful. And then we got the DMC and overdyes for this. We got a little bit of fabric. It might have been different depending on your kit. There were a couple different ones. I got the green on green, which I absolutely love. This is actually the one I wanted, so I'm thrilled. And let me just look at this really quick, out of the way. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to talk about, what Beth did is she took this little section up here and she made a pillow. And while I'm talking about this, I will have the photo here on the screen. Then she took this portion, and isn't this one the drum? And I think this is the needle book, if I'm not mistaken, or I might be wrong about that. But she made a pin keep, a needle book, and a drum using components from the chart to really make it versatile. So already this is 5 projects. The main sampler, the actual reproduction that I showed you inside the chart, her reimagined version, that's 2. A drum, a pin keep, and a needle book, that's 5. And then she also, the QR code will also give you access to elements from this chart used for a stocking. I love the stocking. I really also loved the drum and then the little pillow pin keep. So I am going to imagine that when I get around to this, I will likely make a drum, and the drum and the little pin keep for sure. I liked those. The best, I think, I hate to say the best because I actually love the sampler as is. And I like the stocking as well. I'm not sure. I kind of like to make it. I have to see if that's what I'm going to end up doing. But I decided not to start it. Beth even was so sweet. She said she gave us all permission not to start it. We did get a big cut of linen, which will allow us to make a lot of the projects. So that's really awesome. and really, really cute. So I just wanted to give you a close-up view of all of that. Awesome class. Lots of incredible inspiration, ideas, versatile. I love a versatile project where you can really kind of take elements and make what you want from it. I thought that was really brilliant. And I thought a really, really unique linen color. The colors pop on that green. I would never have thought of that, but I thought it was really, really fun and beautiful and a great first class for the extravaganza. Our second class was from Teresa Kogut. And I want to also say all four of these designers, it was my first time taking a class from all of them. So that was, or getting a kit from them, which was really, really fun. And I did start Teresa's project. We kind of started it as a table. I don't know that everybody started it, but quite a few of us started this. So let me flip my camera. First of all, we got this darling bag. This is one side of the bag. Here is the other side of the bag. And our kit came in here. So let me pull everything out. So you've probably seen this if you follow Teresa on Instagram or anything like that. But this is the autumnal sewing roll from Teresa Kogut. And it is this awesome sewing roll. I am going to pop photos in right here of the sewing roll so you can see, and there will be several as I'm talking, of what it looks like on the outside with all the stitching, on the inside with all of the pockets. And we got the little ribbon closure. We got the button also for the little closure there. And we got all of the floss. I need to put those 3 DMC colors on floss drops and kind of finish kitting that up. But I did start this. Let's talk about what fabric this is on because I'm sure you're going to want to know. This is 1/2 on 32 count Cosmic Platinum by Dames of the Needle. Really, really cool, really fun modeled fabric. I started up here at the top. We needed to definitely start, it needs to have a 2-inch border all the way around in order to work. So I folded my fabric in half, measured down 2 inches, and I started at the tip. And then I obviously started here and I'm going to stitch my way around. I thought the sewing roll was absolutely brilliant. Love it so much. I thought it was really cool. The colors are absolutely beautiful. If you've been here for a while, you know that I absolutely love fall. So this was a yes for me for sure. The inside fabric for our project, I believe, is this. Let me just double check this. Inside linen by Blackberry Primitives, which I believe is this. We also have all of these other fabrics and wool to make, well, I think all 3 of these fabrics are from Blackberry Primitives, and then the wool. So this is like to put your needles and things in, and I'm going to pop that photo in of the inside right here so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. I mean, look at these colors. Are these not so yummy? So cool. Here is the floss colors with it. Absolutely love it. Really, really cute project, and I'm gonna stitch on this fall. Hopefully I will get a lot of this stitched. And I do want to shout out, this was stitched by Stacy Walker. I got to meet Stacy Walker. She is absolutely the sweetest, and what a beautiful job on the samples. So really fun project, absolutely incredible. Like I said, just thrilled thrilled with the project and all of that good stuff. So let me put this one away and let's talk about our designer number 3. Animal Cracker fans are going to be thrilled. So Holly and I were really hoping for an Animal Cracker, and Stacy Nash did not disappoint, you guys. So we got Animal Cracker Juniper. She is the cutest little holiday chipmunk. Look at her. And we got the little round, the little paper mache box round to do the box. So if you saw in a video or two ago my Autumn in Baltimore by Brenda Gervais, it's kind of that same idea with the box finish, pardon me, and then the chipmunk. But I want to tell you guys what's so incredible about the chipmunk. Do you see this? Yes, right here. You stitch the back of the chipmunk and the front, both. So cute. So let me flip it around. I do have the tiniest start on this. It's not a very big one. So we got all the floss and everything we needed for this. Here's my little start. I did start in the middle because I kind of considered my linen half and half. So front, back. So that's really not all that impressive, I know. 1/2. Let me tell you what this is stitched on, shall I? So this is 36 count Broom Grass by Needle Bling Designs. And then I believe this is suede, and this goes on the bottom if I am not mistaken. We also got the batting we needed, the little paper mache box, all the things to assemble our little box for Juniper. She is adorable. I'm thrilled with her. I think she is just going to be the cutest. I did start in the center. I've been starting in the center lately a lot because, again, my counting issues. But I started right about here on her. Excited to get back to her. She is really, really fun. And I know everybody's going to be super eager for her to be released eventually because she's a cutie. Okay, finally, I have a cheerful heart from Teresa Vinette of Shakespeare's Peddler. I actually have not even opened up my kit. We listened to Teresa's presentation, which was amazing. I really enjoyed her presentation. She talked a lot about design process, preparing for how she goes about designing for a retreat project. I found that all of that very fascinating. As a content creator, I found that really interesting. Just hearing all the things from her process and what she uses and what works for her and how she does her business. Just really, really cool. This piece is made to be a companion to this one, which came out, I want to say, at Market. They are the exact same size, so if you hung them together, they would be amazing together. We, of course, got the linen, the floss, and the chart to stitch this. The fabric is 36 count flax linen by Zweigart. The stitch count is 145 by 234. So the finished size on the 36 is going to be about 8 by 13. So that's the fabric we got. I actually love flax. I've been using flax a lot. We've talked about that in some recent videos, and I just thought this is so cool. One thing I wanted to note, this little sewing machine on top here, she made a note to mention, because this was for the Quilter Station retreat, and Quilter Station is a fabric store in addition to be a cross stitch shop and a wool shop. They are known for the wonderful quilt projects, and so I love the addition of that little sewing machine on the house. She talked all about the design and you know, how she got to all of this. It was really, really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed her presentation. I thought it was absolutely amazing. So I know that several of you have texted me or mentioned that you really love this project. I do too. And a couple of things, you could take small elements of this and break it out. For example, this little alphabet section here, this would make a cute square. This would make a cute square pillow. This would make a cute pen keep. So you could really do whatever you wanted with this design. You could make it your own if you don't want to stitch it all as one piece. Really cute. Again, all amazing, amazing projects. I thoroughly enjoyed the retreat. I thought it was phenomenal. I don't normally do this, but I do think I'm going to kind of talk about retreat gifts because I just have them all here, and I'm not probably going to say names just in case I get things wrong, but I'm just going to show the assortment of things, because one thing that I notice that gets asked a lot or mentioned a lot is I don't know what to take for retreat gifts. I am going to tell you guys what I took as well, and we'll talk about all the things that I received. So let me grab all of that. Okay, like I said, if I don't have the name on the gift, I apologize. Linny of the Sable Stitchers is so good. She wrote everything down, and I didn't see that she was doing that until already a whole bunch of stuff had been given, and I hadn't made note of that, so I didn't. But in the future, I love that idea. So Linny, thank you. Also, Linny is the absolute best, and I love her. Just saying. So my friend Laura, she gave me the cutest little fabric bag that she made. You guys, how adorable is this? I absolutely love this. I think Laura is the sweetest. Laura, thank you so, so much. It was such a delight to get to see her again. I met her at the Amana retreat, and I got to see her again at Quilter Station, which was just amazing. Look at this bag. Is this not the cutest? I absolutely love it. Love, love, love it. Laura, thank you so much. Okay, this next gift is from my friends. They were sitting over at the table. I am probably going to forget some names. I remember some. I'm just not going to say because I don't want to leave anybody out. But they gave me the cutest little pillow. Is that not adorable? And then this is a needle minder, which I have a whole collection of these that I love. They're all in my stitch case, and I just loved that they added this to it. I will treasure this. I also just loved visiting with them. They are so cute. They talked all about how they had met at a retreat and they have struck up this friendship, and so they try to at least do one retreat together a year, and I love stories like that. And isn't it amazing that stitching brings us together that way? I know there's a lot of people I have met in this community that I would not have otherwise, who have now become lifelong friends. And it's just so fun to see that with others as well. So ladies, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love it so much. Everybody at my table was oohing and awing over it. So thank you so, so much. And then Erin, who has the cutest little boy, by the way. She made this little lavender sachet. I want to show it to you. And also I want to smell it. Again, oh my gosh, it smells so good. Oh, it's two of them. Oh, yes. Look at this. So cute. So absolutely adorable. I know we don't have smell-o-vision, but I wish we did because they smell phenomenal. This strawberry waxer, cannot wait to put this in my box next year when I put my strawberry box back together. I've got my spooky stitch box going right now, but I love it. Look at this. So cool. Love that. Are the rest of these from my table or no? It's hard telling, guys. Let me see if there's a note. Oh, how cute. Okay, so there's a Pinker and Pumpkin chart in this little, I hadn't opened this all the way yet. It's a little acorn stamp chart, which I believe these are all the little freebie charts. The floss was provided for that, the DMC, so awesome. And then also a little hand sanitizer, a Band-Aid, a little clear ruler, some little scissors, and even a needle. So basically like a little kit and like almost a little survival kit for little ouchies and whatnot. So cool. There is no name on this one, and I apologize that I do not remember who gave this, but thank you. And what a great little idea. So a little freebie chart, some little DMC, and some extra little goodies if you want to is a really cute idea. Let me open up the next one. Candy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a little baggie full of candy, which Ethan is going to go nuts over. Here's his favorite. I do give Ethan a lot of the candy from the retreats. Milk Duds. That's always a good idea too, like little goodie bags or whatever, or even just something to put in the middle of the table to share. Next, we have this cute little package here, so let me open it and show you what's inside. So a cute little card that you can put on the back of your finish. And then inside we have, it's a little magnet for your pins and things, but we also have a cute little butterfly magnetic pen and a really cute little tin. A stitch a day keeps reality away. I love that. And it was all packaged really cute in this, just this little cello wrap. I love that idea. Then we have more little candies, stickers, little charm. I think this, Lenny, isn't this one from you? I'm pretty sure. Absolutely cute. I love this. I'm going to hang this on my Halloween bag right now. Lenny made a ton of these little crochet flowers. So here is one. Oh, the other one's in my stitch box. Well, I'll show it to you sometime. Really, really cute. And then an assortment of ribbons for finishing. We can never have enough ribbons for finishing. Love that. That's a great idea as well. Kathy at my table. Lenny was at my table, obviously. I got to sit next to her, which was fabulous. But Kathy at our table gave us this little ceramic pumpkin. Okay, first of all, she knows me. I mean, everybody got them, but I'm just going to pretend it was just for me. I love pumpkins. I love decorating with pumpkins. I love this. Thank you, thank you. And then she was so sweet. She knows how much I love Treasure Map by Color and Cotton, and she brought me a cut of it. So, Kathy, thank you. That was so, so sweet of you. Then Melanie at our table gave this. It is the cutest. So this has some, I'm going to open it. Hold on. And also, if your stuff comes tied in a beautiful ribbon, save the ribbon because you can always use it for a finish later. That's my pro tip. Pro tip number 1. I got pro tip number 2 coming up here in a minute. So look, it's tomato themed, which I thought was brilliant. This is Off the Vine and this is hand soap. I love it. Can't smell it. She also gave more ribbon and trims in here, all in red. So there's a great theme going. I love that. Some more candy. That Kit Kat will belong to Ethan. I like to share my candy with my son, my youngest son, especially the Kit Kats because he loves them. A cute little bulb pen with buttons, which is great for finishes. I put that in my little finish drawer full of goodies. And then this is a compressed sponge. How cute is this? I cannot wait to take it out and watch it poof up. Absolutely adorable. I love little themed gifts like this. I think they're really, really clever and cute. And then Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, gave a mason jar. uh, or a little baggie of goodies. We were roommates too. So let me show you what's inside. She tied it obviously with some torn Tilda fabric. Again, save the fabric for a little finish. Has a little tag with my name on it that she stamped. Inside, we got some cute clothespins with bulb pins and buttons holding on the ruler trim. A adorable bag of her vintage buttons, which I use all the time in finishes. I love Holly's little button finds. A little straw cover that you can put like on your Stanley straw or whatever. She gave a little like fat quarter of Tilda fabric. By the way, this is my favorite fall fabric. So I've used a lot of mine, so it's nice to have more. Thank you, Holly. And then this adorable little bag here. And inside, there's some lace trim with more little goodies for finishing. Some little bottle caps on a ring for floss drops. Holly's little needle minder. And then more vintage buttons and a cute little ribbon for fall. All great things for finishing. These are all going to go in my finish drawer or, you know, my stitch box drawer. They're kind of one and the same. I just pull from them. But I love being able to pull from those drawers for not only finishes, but for displaying in my stitch box or displaying in my stitch case, or if you put together a really cool stitch spot. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Kathy at our desk, how about Kathy at our table, had the most, I didn't even take photos of it. What a dummy. I just realized that. She had the most amazing stitch spot displays. She had like one of those, I think it's the Longaberger baskets with the tray on top, all decked out in all of the things, tomatoes, Kansas City Chiefs. She came decked out on Friday for game day in all of her Kansas City Chiefs attire. She was the cutest. I absolutely love her. I got to meet her last spring at Quilter's Station, and then I got to sit at her table this time, which was a delight. So much fun. Absolutely loved her. And getting to know her and just... Again, it was such a fun weekend, you guys. And then she went antiquing and found the most incredible shaker box, little shaker tray. So the next day she came out with this amazing tray. So she got to change out her setup each day, which was really, really fun. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's goals. It was goals, truly. I'm always terrible at setting up my stitch spot. I'm basically like, here I am. I have a stand, my stitch box, my light, and I just start stitching. I have nothing fancy. Absolutely zero. So it was totally goals how cute her little setup was every day. All right. Oh, I can't believe I forgot this. So last spring, Quilter Station gave us a wonderful corner gauge. It was in my box this time because I switched out my box for, like I said, Halloween, but also for Quilter Station. And I always like to have a corner gauge in my box, so I put that corner gauge in. This time, this might be my favorite thing. Beth Twist's husband actually made these for Rita of Quilter Station to give out for the retreat. And it is this wonderful little wood block. It has a magnet on the side for the needle, and then your scissors go in here. I use this all weekend long. This is going in my stitch box in my setup so that I can put my scissors in here while I'm working. I use this the entire weekend. I thought this was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Love, love, love this. And I thought that was such a wonderful gift from Quilter Station. So thank you very much. Okay, so before I show you what I gave, I want to give pro tips 2 and 3. And I did this time. I didn't in the past. So this is not a shame thing at all. What I think is super helpful, I put my name, like I stamped my name on the gift I gave like part of it, but I had a 2-piece one. And so in the bag, I also put in who it was from on my sticker. So it's just something with your name on it, because what happens is you get home and you don't have any idea who things came from. And I would love to know. So my pro tip too is to include like a little piece of paper with your name, or a little, if you have it, business card, or just a little thing saying who it's from. I've noticed other people doing this. This is not my idea. And I think that it is such a good idea at retreats. If you just have your name included, because a lot of people like to go home and know who gave them what. And it makes it so much easier when you're either, if you're a floss tuber and you're talking about it, or if you just want to, kind of be able to write an Instagram post about it. If you do Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is, I just think it's really nice to be able to know who gave what. So that's my pro tip number 2. I don't even know what pro tip number 3 is unless I don't remember what I said earlier, which when I edit this, it'll be really fun to find out. But really just anything goes. I like to, so when I put together my gifts this year, I remembered my mom's golden rule for gift giving. If you are not sure what to make, she says, give something that you would like to receive yourself. So when I put together my retreat gifts this time, that is what I did. I thought about what are the things that I have received as retreat gifts that have really been useful, or things that I wish I would have received, kind of. One of the things that's really popular is floss drops, and I love getting floss drops at retreats because you usually get a project if it's a designer run retreat, or if you buy something new and you kit it up and you need some floss drops for it. So either one, whether it's a designer retreat or you just buy something and you want to have it all kitted up and you want to start it, floss drops are handy. So I did floss drops. I put them on a ring and I punched mine. Not everybody punches them, and that's okay. I actually carry a little punch in my kit. So there's my pro tip number 3. If you don't have a little punch, I'll link the one I have down below. I got it on Amazon. It's a 1/2-inch circle punch, and I think it's amazing. So floss drops. The other thing I made, and I will show them all to you here in a minute, are project cards. So I didn't know if I would be a project card kind of person, and I haven't been, but I actually made project cards. I made my floss drops. I also made my project cards. And I put those together. On one side, it's cute, little fall Halloween imagery. On the other side, you can stick it in your project bag with all of the relevant information. And that was something else that I thought that I like receiving. The other things, I did have stickers made with my logo, and then I had stickers that match my project cards and my floss drops that you could put on the back of your project finishes, like a framed piece, and it just kind of matches. It was a whole little theme, and then I made like scissor or bag charms with the letters and words to hang off. So let me show you what I made. So if you're in my Patreon, you've got to see the zipper charm pull. I did a tutorial. I will post that on my YouTube channel. Probably, I have no idea when, sometime. But I did a little tutorial for them, and I hope it helps you, because I think it would be cute in any season or occasion. But let me show you. I'm actually going to open these up. So here is that. Here's one of them. They all had different words. Again, they are all Halloween-ish themed, because that was just kind of the vibe I was going for. I am going to open this carefully. I sealed these little glassine envelopes with some washi. Let me just pull this out, because what's in here is the same. Okay, so we have spells and haunt. I had like bats. I had a whole bunch of different words. I tried to make the most out of my package of beads in spooky words. We might have spooky, creepy, bats, booze, haunt, haunts. I don't know. We had lots of things. I actually have these two left. I use wood beads, alphabet beads, these little charms, these little lobster claw clasps. I like these on scissors, but I also love these hanging off of project bags. I think they're just a fun little, you know, bag bling. Bag bling, if you will. So these were in my bag. Here are the floss drops. These are these cable ties. I love them because they're squishy. I know I filmed this portion. I filmed a lot of this, but I'm kind of redoing it, I guess. So here are these. I punched them in the top, I punched them in the bottom, and then on the back where you can write, you can write the chart, you can write the thread. I did that because you could do that for both, or you could just use them as floss drops, but you could also put these on your bag, like, you know, tie them to the outside of your bag, just one of them, and it could tell you what chart is inside. So it's kind of a dual purpose, but just cute little ghosty floss drops that I designed. And then here's my little sticker. These are like those little vinyl stickers. You can put them on your water bottles or put them in your book of days or any of your planners and things. Just really fun. I love that it's shaped. I love that it's my little logo. This one might not have the little sticker in it, come to think of it. Maybe that is what is missing from this one. I need to find another one of these. Okay, so then these are the project cards. These are a little boo. I think my friend Kay at our table said she was just going to hang these on her fridge because she thought it was cute, which is awesome. I think it's cute too. I literally picked art that I liked to design these. And then on the back, I designed this. So it's a cross-stitch project card with chart name, designer, fabric count. If you do a thread conversion, you can make notes here, start date, end date, notes, etc. But what I love about this is it can just tuck into your bag and then you have it at the hand. Have it at hand at all times. So if you know, put the bag away, put the whip away for a while, and you can't remember exactly what you were doing, if you have some notes here, that's awesome. And then you can always, when you go to Instagram it or talk about it, or just for your own knowledge, you will have all that information right there. So super cute little project cards. And then this is the stickers I designed that can go on the back of like a framed project. And I just made these because I have some framed projects and I thought, wouldn't this be cute? So I put one of these in there as well. And you can just kind of write, again, the chart, who the designer of the chart was, stitched by, you can write your name, you know, and when you completed it. So really fun. I don't know. I really loved this. Then also for my table gifts, I gave the candy corn. I'm actually going to just pop it up here on the screen. I don't know how much of room it'll take. It's a stuffed candy corn I made with Tim Holtz fabric. I do have a video tutorial I'll be sharing soon for this. Just something you can tuck in with your Halloween finishes. I thought it was really cute. I tried to make it kind of on the smalls side so that if you tuck it into displays you could still see it, but I used kind of that same technique that I did for my stars during patriotic season, during like 4th of July, where I roughed up the edges. I sewed it all on the outside. I didn't turn it right side out or anything. I just sewed it back to back and then roughed up those edges, so it was really fun. So I don't have those to show here. I actually gave all of them currently away. I need to sew up one for myself this week. One for myself and maybe some surprise coming for Patreon. We'll talk about that in Patreon. But those were my table gifts that I gave out. I was really happy with my table gifts this year, or for this retreat. And I think this is something that I'll probably give. I would like to kind of have I don't want to reinvent the wheel every time. So seasons will change, and maybe a couple of things will change here and there. I thought this was a really fun way to give hopefully usable things to my table mates, as well as a little something extra. Enable vision time. So I'm going to talk about what I got at Quilter's Station. I did not make a lot of purchases this weekend. I also did not buy a single cross stitch thing at all. So I have been wanting to try some of the wool kind of designs and things, and so I picked up this kit. It's called Strawberry Patch. I love the little thing. It came with the wool in here. Linny talked to us a little bit about how to do this, and she gave a really good she said, first of all, she said it's really easy. She and Kay say it's really easy. And then Linny kind of talked to us about how to do it. I think I understand the basics of it, and I'm really excited to give it a try. It's needle and thread, so, and fabric, so of course I love it. And also Linny and Kay said that anytime that Holly and I want to come learn, that we could come up and hang out with them, so I'm in. I may show up one day. No, I would let you know ahead of time. Anyhow, I picked up this. I thought this was cute. I bought a scrap bag of wool. So you remember when I was working on Felix, Frady Felix, I needed some wool. Well, now I have the right colors. So Peyton, at least when I make my daughters, I'll have the right thing for hers. Then, because next year's the 250th anniversary, of the U.S., I decided this was the first project I picked up, and I like those little bowl fillers, you know, patriotic bowl fillers. So I picked up some like red, white, and navy. I know it looks really dark, but I like the dark. I didn't like the royalish blue color of that. And that's it. That's all I bought at Quilter Station. Because I have plenty. I'm waiting on my market order, so I felt like that was good. From Teresa Kogat's Patreon. So I know I showed you Yippee It's Halloween. That was from 2023. I want to show you this because I love it. So here is her All Hallows Eve stocking. This is a tier 4. If you loved her Christmas stocking or the Easter one, which I also printed out. I'm sure they'll be released at some point for general release. I just loved it. I thought it was awesome, so I printed that. I'm running out of room to put things. Her tiers 2, 3, 4. Again, you know, she releases these things eventually. There's no promise when. It's a cat, of course. Look at that. I love the circular shape. I love everything going around it. So cute. The ornament, I think that's the only other thing. I must not have printed out tier 3. I can't remember what that was. To be honest, I printed out the ones that I loved, and then I purchased the Batty ornament because I thought that was super cute. So just like Yippee It's Halloween was 2023's ornament, I don't remember what 2024's was. I'd have to go back and look, but I printed out Batty. All right. I did get the Primrose Cottage sweatshirt, and then this was the little freebie that came in there, so I'll put that in my planner. I purchased the Magic Wand chart. I'm not going to make it into the little pocket. I am likely going to turn it into a little pillow. This one's not done, but you're going to get a sneak peek of Boo's, Hisses, and Cross Stitches, which was a freebie last year, and it's a paid for chart now. I thought they would be cute together. I'm probably going to pull the floss that I use for this. Then I did buy, oh, it looks like I bought 3 of the 4 garden varieties because I think they would make cute tops of drums. So I did get the apples, the pumpkins, and I got the sunflowers, which is probably my favorite. And I got the Just Another Button Company pins to go with those. And I think I bought all 4 because I just like the pins and I wanted them for fall finishes. And then I got Luna, the needle minder, for my needle minder collection because I don't use them. I just display them. My Accufactum Club fabrics came. Super pretty. And I think that is it for Enable Vision. I don't see anything else. Now, I do have some happy mail to share with you guys, so I'm going to go through that quickly. I got a box of Alpha Clippies from Fat Quarter Shop. You guys know I bought these because I love them, so I'm happy to have more of them because I usually have multiple projects going at once, and it wouldn't hurt to have extra, so thank you, Fat Quarter Shop. I highly recommend these, you guys. In fact, we're going to take them out of the package. They come in a great little storage box. I love the little clip. It clips the pieces together. Absolutely amazing. So Alpha Clippies from Fat Quarter Shop. Also, Fat Quarter Shop sent their magnetic stitchy board. And I'm going to keep this one. So they sent the whole set. Here's what it looks like. This cream board. I'm going to try it in my stitch spot. They sent their whole set, and I am saving that for a Vlogmas, a giveaway gift with some other goodies. And they just sent the magnetic board, and I'm kind of excited to try that in my stitchy spot. I think it might save a little space. I'll let you guys know. So thank you for that to Fat Quarter Shop. They sent the latest stitch cards from Lori Holt, Stitch Cards Z. Can you guys believe it? I mean, look at the tomato. I love that one. That's my favorite one. They also sent Lori Holt's new hometown neighborhood, the Quilt Star House. I think these are all so pretty. I really do. Also, they sent the Cosmos and Asters charts. A new quilt pattern from Kim Deal, Bushel and Pex. Love that name. And I thought these were really cute, the Bee Sweet ornaments. So thank you so much, Fat Quarter Shop, for sending all of those goodies. Okay, friends, I think that's it for Enable Vision and Stitchy Kindness this week. Let's move on to giveaways. All right, let's do winners first from Flosstube episode 119. Remember, I'm always about one behind because I give you through Sunday evening to leave a comment for the previous week. So from 119, we had the Shepherd chart from Plum Street Samplers. I'm not going to open up all my packages. I'm just going to announce them. The winner is Linda Smith. Linda, if this is your comment shown here on the screen, please email me at the email address shown right here with what you won and your physical mailing address, and I will get that out in the mail to you. Also, we have, we'll do that one last. We have the summer bundle. Let's remind myself what's in here. I think it's a bunch of summer charts. It is a bunch of summer charts. The winner of this is Deborah Quilts. Congratulations, Deborah. If that is your comment, please email me with what you won and your physical mailing address. If you guys put what you won in the subject line or in the body of your email, it helps me tremendously. So thank you very much. Also, we have the Ada bundle that was donated by a viewer that goes to Christina. Congratulations, Christina. If this is your comment here on the screen, please email me. And then we had the Santa bundle, which goes to Mary Brown. Congratulations, Mary. If that is your comment, please email me. I also had an Adopt-A-Whip from episode 119, which of course was my Oh Christmas 3-piece chart and all of the Picture This plus, feels like Lugana, that I had stitched that on. So this one's finished. You can just make it into an ornament. And luckily, when I looked to see who the winner was, I read the comment. Maureen says she has the chart and she would love to finish stitching these. So Maureen, if this is your comment on the screen, congratulations. You won my Adopt-A-Whip, and I hope you love, love, love it and enjoy stitching the other two so you have a wonderful set of ornaments. Okay, friends, let's talk about this week's giveaway. For the giveaways, please be over 18. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and make sure you use the keyword that is shown on the screen. Leave the comment by the date shown on the screen in order to be considered for the giveaways. Otherwise, your comment is not considered because the giveaway is closed. Good luck, everyone. So as mentioned, I showed you what I took for retreat gifts, which were these little glassine envelopes and the fun little candy corn. And I think I said earlier I wasn't going to give the candy corn away, but I have since changed my mind. You're going to get a complete set of what I gave away for the retreat. So that is going to include one of these little packages with floss drops, the floss ring, the bag bling or zipper charm, the project cards, the project sticker, and then also one of my logo stickers. I have 2 of these to give away. And you will also get a plush candy corn with Tim Holtz fabric. So I have 2 full sets. If you are interested in receiving what I gave as retreat gifts, please use Little Boo somewhere in your comment, and I will choose 2 of you to send a fun little Halloween goodie package to. I thought that might be something kind of fun and different this week. All right, everyone. I think that is it for this week's Stitching with Nichol episode. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I know it was a lot of talk about retreat, but I think that's also kind of fun at times as well. I hope to have a lot of stitching done this week. I always come back reinvigorated. You know, you made new friends. You got to spend time with maybe old friends. It was a fantastic weekend. I can't say enough. Quilter Station puts on a wonderful retreat. It is a very, very good time, and if you have a chance to go sometime, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I hope you all have a wonderful week and get lots of stitching in, and I can't wait to chat with you all next week. Bye, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Okay, so for the, count twice. What was my pro tip 1? Was pro tip 1 write down what you get? I hope so. Pro tip 2, leave your comment by the date here. Again, sometimes when I'm doing this outro, I seriously channel Bailey Sarian from here on YouTube, Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Mondays. It has nothing to do with Flosstube, but I'm always like, make good choices.